yo. Oh, oh. You you know,
You know,
Mel has been
I,
on his stand-up comedy world tour. So,
man,
Yes, he
hey,
comes.
I was thinking the same thing, Mel. As I was sitting there listening to it in
As
my
you-
ears, I'm like,
Did you
I,
both start? Did you both start fondling yourselves? Is that what y'all both did? Real
No,
mature
no,
people.
no.
Real
It's a
mature.
great song, Sean. I
I
love
won't
the
say that.
song.
I will not say
I love
what
the
I was
song.
doing, but
what you were doing?
But we don't want to know what you were doing, Robert.
yeah,
Really.
no, I'm
Were
not
both your
saying what I
hands
was
free?
doing. But
I know
Were both,
lately
I-
life ain't
but I
treating
like the
you
song.
good,
were
man.
both your hands free, Robert? Were both your hands free?
Not where we can see them.
That is not
Jesus,
good.
yeah,
You
yeah.
people
I'm
are
just
just, I don't know. Hey, Robert, you know what day it is? It's
it
4 weeks
is
exactly until Aries season begins. So
okay.
whatever non-important sign that's celebrating their birthday right now, you got 30 days. Move it up,
That's
move it
it.
on, move
That's
it out.
it.
And
That's
that
it.
Guys,
and that's significant. Why?
Because right now we
because
have, what is it, Pisces? Is it
oh,
Pisces?
is it Pisces? That means it's Yanni. Yanni's a
Yeah,
Pisces. I think it was
yeah.
her birthday
We got,
recently. Happy birthday, Yanni
yeah,
Brown, if you're watching.
yeah.
So you just
So
call
we got,
Yanni insignificant.
No, I
Wow.
didn't. That wasn't me. That was
yeah.
Mel. It was AI that threw the voice and everything. It wasn't me.
Oh.
Hey man, we have a couple of significant announcements for this
Yep.
particular show. I think it's only appropriate that we begin. I don't know why I sound congested. That we begin with Mr. Murray. Um, you have become one of the engaged population.
I have.
So wait a
I have.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm gonna see if I can do this right. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let
You
him
know,
talk about this.
thank you very much.
Do you really have sound effects plugged into?
He
You
does.
got a
He's
whole
taking this.
board over there, bro?
He's taking this
He
whole
does.
thing
Oh, I've,
seriously.
I've,
He's
I've
taking
had
it
it.
real serious.
I've had it for the longest, but I think it annoys y'all, so I don't. So I don't do it a lot.
Play your
Every
DJ
time I do
sound.
something, every time I do something, y'all seem annoyed by it. So I just kind of
No,
Well, we are.
play your
We are,
DJ
but it's
sound,
okay.
Sean. Go ahead. Go on, do it. You know you want to do it.
my DJ.
Clear
Oh,
on, clear. Yeah, go ahead.
you mean the censor one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, no, I have that. Oh, you talking about this? I have that too, though.
Yes, there you go. That will give you a chance to play with it.
Yeah. I have all that, but
So we're 4 minutes into the show and nobody knows what's going on.
So
no, we all
so
know
did
what's
you
going
announce it?
on.
No,
So did you announce it? Did you
Uh,
announce it, Sean?
I did. I said that Glenn is
just did.
among the engaged. And is there anything you would like to share about that new status, my friend, or not? I mean, no pressure.
No, thank
No
you.
pressure.
One of my cousins, when I told him the news, he goes, "You waited till you were 85 to get married. It's about time." I was like, "Thanks, cuz. I love you too."
All right.
So
So
you're not coming. Take your name off the list.
right. And as most would suggest, you're engaged to Sanaa Lathan. So we'll leave that as it is. And
Okay, Sanaa is mine. Okay.
Here's what really happened. Here's what happened. You know, I told Sanaa I had to break the news to her that it wasn't going to be her. She's like, "You mean I got to live with Robert now for the rest of my life?" I'm like, "No, we all have a cross to bear."
oh
And
man.
when I told Roger, he was like, "Well, make sure Keisha plates your food right, because you know that's the key to any happy marriage." As he gave me his wisdom, and
Oh.
he's going to prepare his new book for me, "Women
So-
Obey,"
So
coming out in April.
no, that was Women Old Bay. That's the seasoning. Old Bay.
Obey.
That just means that you hope she cooked for you. Old Bay.
Oh my God. So yeah.
Mhm. Hey man,
So-
well, I wasn't going to get all personal and say who, but since you said her name, then we will acknowledge that
Did
it
you
is.
say her name?
He just.
Yeah,
You didn't say her name? Come on
Okay.
now.
You just heard Sanaa Lathan.
But I was just
Right.
keeping his privacy. Robert, you crackling really, really bad on your audio. I don't know, maybe you can bring it down a little bit or something. But
Am I really?
Yeah, it's like got a crackling sound in it. But yes, it's our own beloved producer, the lovely, the gifted, the long, tall Sally of it all, Keisha Rose. So congratulations to the both of you, man. Is there anything you want to say to your endearing audience?
To my endearing audience.
Yeah. Is it endearing? Word? Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, I guess endearing is good. No, thank you. I got some really sweet messages, I must say. Jamie Gill's mother said something that really actually got to my heart. She was like, if there's a mother-son dance, I will gladly take the place for your mother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she kind of broke me on that one.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say that.
That was a little bit,
Take it down.
Yeah.
Take it down.
That was a little ass sweating for me.
Yeah.
So that was good. The outpouring of everybody just saying thank you and wanting to help. And, my dad was like, oh, I'm proud of you that you did this. And it always feels good when your dad says he's proud of you. I'm like, you ain't been proud of me before. What? I got a lot of stuff, Dad. Thanks. You waited till this time. No, he's told me that before. I'm just joking. Hey, so no, I'm just appreciative of all the love. All the love you guys have shown as well. So I feel like I've learned a lot from all of you in different ways to prepare me for this too.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Even Roger, except for the plating the food part. But
Well, from Robert, you've learned that if something bad happens, you can always do it again.
And again.
You smart Alec.
Moving right along with the next announcement. Go right.
And the next announcement, I'm going to let this gifted gentleman, even though he did not know that this was on the agenda, I'm going to let him profess it how he chooses. But our own wordsmith, Mel Rob, the Total Gent Mel Roberson, has a new something out for sale for
snap.
Okay. And I would like him to.
That's you. That's you.
Yeah, that's you. I wondered about that.
Well, I thought you were talking about the movie, and then you say
I was gonna mention that too, but I was more thinking about the. I watched that clip today too. That was real dope.
Dope. So my wife and I have a new book called Love Beyond 40.
And they're talking about an old English 40, if you know.
Yeah, Love Beyond 40. It's a guide for Black women to find lasting partnership. And so it's about really being prepared for a serious relationship and the work that you do beforehand. It tells our story. It tells some of the exercises that we actually did apart from each other before we even got together, and our journey to deciding to get married. But it's not for people that, some people don't want to be married, and that's okay too.
Right.
But some people want a lasting partnership or relationship. So it's called Beyond 40. Love Beyond 40. If you go to lovebeyond40.com, LOVEBEYOND40.com, you can pre-order the book. We got a book. We have a book with a seminar, a 90-minute seminar, and then we have a book with the seminar and a full course with modules where we walk through the chapters of the book and the exercises. So it's like taking a course with me and Mo. So
awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Well, man, good. Congratulations. I know this is not your first joint venture, but I know.
Unfortunately, I got some with Glenn. But
no, I meant with Mo specifically.
With Mo. Okay.
I'm sending you that invoice because Mel. The reason Mel is married is because of my wingman service.
Oh God, here we go with the lies and shenanigans.
So I'll be waiting on my percentage of royalties from the book, or I'm going to send you my invoice. Whatever you want to do, you let me know. You figure it out. But
he said, "Gotcha."
I take full responsibility for you being married. It's like,
and I take full responsibility for you being engaged. Because I told you to stick in there.
Oh, you told him
when she was ready to leave, I was like, "Hold on, sis. It'll pay off one day."
She's ready to leave. That was every third Thursday, wasn't it? Hey man, before we move on and get into some stuff, why don't you speak a little bit on the movie that you're a part of. I saw a real dope scene with Mel teaching his movie daughter, getting ready to teach his movie daughter how to defend herself. And I must say, I was particularly impressed with the way Mel entered the ring in that scene. He entered the ring like he didn't have any ailing body parts, no pneumonia.
Probably because I don't.
Right. Yeah, well, there you go.
Probably because I don't. The strange thing is that film is further from release than the one that we're having the red carpet event for March 9th.
Okay.
That one being released. Well, the red carpet event in Chicago is March 9th, but the release is going to be either April or May on some streaming platform, possibly Netflix. They're still doing the negotiations. But that one's called Tyrant, Like Father, Like Son.
Right, I've seen stuff from that one. Yeah.
So that's the newest thing that's about to come out. But the clip you saw today that I posted on Instagram was from a short film called Her Voice, where I am teaching my daughter in the film how to box because she's being bullied at school.
Yeah, you kind of thugging in the other film, ain't you? You kind of
yeah. My inner 79th and Colfax comes out.
Cool. Hey man. I want to start with some pettiness.
Let's get petty. Let's get Glenny. I mean, petty.
Robert has a new movie out, but it's on the dark web. He can't really talk about it.
That's right.
Oh, you didn't want nobody to know about that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know,
Robert's movie is on that site that ends in hub.
You know, I got people watching tonight, so you know.
The thoughts and opinions of Glenn Murray and Sean Mason do not represent those of Mel Roberson and Robert Hazard. That would be
hey, but check this out. If they know what that site is, then all right. So check it out, man. Hey, did you? And I think Robert actually sent me this. Did you guys hear about the Airbnb host who, because of a poor review, sent, I guess a married couple rented their spot, gave this woman a poor review, so she sent the wife videos of the husband with another woman in the Airbnb.
Yeah, the married couple didn't rent the spot. The married man and his mistress rented the spot.
Oh, I thought that. Okay, I was like, I thought he was really balling. He got them both up in there.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
the married. It wasn't the unit. It wasn't the family unit.
That's why she sent the pictures to the wife, because the wife didn't know.
Because the wife didn't know. That's a violation. I mean, I hate to get legal and technical on you, but isn't that a violation of your terms of agreement?
Yeah.
Well,
what did they say? I didn't read them.
It was an outdoor picture from the doorbell camera, so it's really not a violation.
Well, here's my question: when she went in, was her hair straight, and when she came out, was her hair messed up? Because if not, then maybe he didn't
know the after. Yeah, we don't know the after pictures, but
leave it to Sean to ask that question.
Limping. Right. I mean, I need some.
Like, was it like Boomerang when the mom and dad went into the bathroom and they came out?
I'm just saying, maybe he went in there to pray for her. And maybe he was laying holy hands and not some other kind of hands. That's all
oh my God,
that's all I'm trying to say here. You know, y'all are so close-minded. That's all. But isn't that? I mean, I wonder, could he sue her?
Bang, bang.
Now, be clear. I am not at all justifying what the guy did. I'm not, but I am curious. Mel, you've got some legal expertise. Is that a situation where he could sue her?
Well,
there's some character issues there.
Because it's a business, there's a possibility.
Yeah,
because she's using it as a business. I mean, but we see stuff on social media all day where people put their doorbell camera video on social media platforms. Like, if you're on somebody's private property, the assumption of risk, for privacy is kind of, I don't know. I would have to look into some statutes for that and talk to some of my lawyer buddies that specialize in that area of law. But
Yeah.
I'd imagine that, you know, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
If you're in front of the doorbell, you're on the property.
Exactly.
Technically, you're renting the property. So
Right.
your agreement should extend to the property. I hate to sound like a lawyer, but your agreement should extend to that property, to that part of the property. So,
But you have to let
not that that's
people
going to
know
help
that they're
disparage
being.
anybody might have
Yeah.
a case.
It's not going to help the marriage, but you have to let people know that they're being filmed.
Do you?
And that's really.
You walk
yeah.
up to a doorbell camera and it makes a noise when you walk up.
Right. It typically does.
You know what that noise means.
Right. It typically does. Yeah.
When they start playing Paul's Flash by R. Kelly, you know.
Not R. Kelly, really.
Well, in this case, it's apropos.
But I wonder if there's a way to legalize the intention with sending the video. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like that is some degree of maybe slander or you know. Or,
It ain't slander if it's true though.
Neither was that review, but that didn't stop it from
well, we don't know. Like I said, we don't know what happened inside that room.
yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't say that your husband
And
is
she didn't
cheating.
say.
She just said,
Right.
here's your husband.
Here's a
with a
picture.
woman.
Right.
Yeah,
That ain't
Right.
true.
That could have been his
Deduce
sister,
from that what you
cousin,
will.
or any of that.
Now, it could be very well that the wife knew that the husband was out with his
His
cousin.
cousin.
Hey,
His cousin. Yeah.
hey, I won't share too much, but that's possible. That you know she wasn't discovering nothing.
Right. Long lost family member.
Hey man, well that was my petty moment for the show. And Roger,
was
it's
pretty
because I
mild.
can't get my DSLR to connect. I'm still trying, but I might be going in and out just so you know what I'm trying
That was mild, Glenn. That was a mild.
That was pretty mild for you, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey
You were
man,
expecting something deep.
oh, you saying I'm not deep now? That's what you're alleging?
He's saving it for the morning roast.
You wait
Returning
till
to season
That's what
two.
it is.
You wait till this next one. No, actually, Robert, I was thinking about you.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not teasing him. Because you know, I know that you have a real passion for the mental health of men. Why are you smirking, dude? You think I'm coming for you? I'm
Because
really
we always waiting for the shoe to drop. So it's like
no. Men's mental health has been on my mind more than usual for whatever reason lately. And so I thought it would be good to okay. I thought it would be good to share these quick tips for particularly the women with men in their lives. But these are 8 tips that suggest or they could be symptoms of somebody that's battling depression of some kind. And I thought that with Robert's mental health focus, it would be good to share these things. And these were specifically outlined for Black men. And of course, there is some overlap, men, women, ethnicity, but these were specifically outlined for Black men. And so I won't belabor them, but I thought I would share them before we move on to some other things. So there are 8 of them. One is sleeping.
when you said these 8 things, that there were 8 of them. That was kind of an indication that there was going to be 8.
What did I do that?
You said I want to share these 8 things.
Oh.
And then you came back and told us.
Yeah,
Come on, number 1.
what I do. I'm out here trying to protect my brothers. Protect my brothers. Glenn, who am I imitating? I'm out here trying to protect my brothers. All right. Mel, do you know who I'm imitating?
I got you, bro.
Come on, bro.
My brother. Okay.
I got you.
The first one is sleeping too much or sleeping too little. They also say being unable to get a restful sleep, like having a fitful sleep where you're waking up every few hours. Robert, why is that funny? I am going to come and visit you.
No, go ahead. I was thinking
That's
something else. But go ahead.
were you? That's one sign. Another one that might surprise you is pain, general pain in your body, like headaches, backaches. I think they're probably, a sign of stress manifesting its way in a single in a physical way. Right, Glenn. The third is a loss of focus. If the person seems to have an inability, I am being so serious. I wish
So
you guys.
let's get a timeout real quick,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Because Sean is covering a very serious topic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an internal chat that takes place behind the scenes in our production studio. And so there are notes and messages coming up that aren't directly related to the seriousness of what he's talking about, but they're ridiculous notes. So if we look at them to get cues for the show, we see them, we can't help but laugh at some of this stuff.
No,
But Sean is covering a very serious topic, and we take mental health very, very seriously. So number 3, Sean.
Thank you, Mel. So number 3 is loss of focus. Can't seem to, lock in on your projects. Believe it or not, 4 is anger. And it's anger designed to mask what you're feeling. So say, for example, you can't accomplish something, you can't complete something, you're quicker to get angry about it to keep the revelation that you're failing at it. It's almost like a distraction, right? 5, I don't think will surprise anybody. Stress in general, is a big indicator. This one actually surprised me, and it shouldn't, but I was like, oh yeah, substance abuse. Specifically alcohol is a key one, but of course anything that you're using to numb yourself or numb what you're feeling or that kind of thing. Sexual dysfunction, which I thought was really, really interesting, because I'm sure, that there is some anxiety that could be associated with that space as well. And so, and the reality is the performance for men in that space is judged a whole lot harsher than it is for women. So it can come with some anxiety and stress and that kind of thing. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So then the last one, of course, is suicidal thoughts. So, if you have an idea or a notion that you want to hurt yourself.
So are these signs of stress or of mental illness?
They're signs of depression, specifically.
Depression. Okay.
Yeah. They kind of go. Yeah. Thank you, Sean, for pointing those out.
Depression. And I'll say this, man, and I'll sacrifice myself, but I think we often are dealing with it, and our pedigree is resistant to the acceptance of it. I spent about 2 weeks ago with a pain in my back that I could not shake. I couldn't turn my head. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm taking pain meds. I got my back massager. I used my back massager until my back was sore from using the back massager. And couldn't get the pain to go away. And eventually it just, kind of left on its own. But I never hurt myself. I never, I didn't think it was a hydration issue. I don't know, what it was, but we're all under a lot of pressure with what we're trying to do and accomplish. And so I really issue that because I want you guys to be sensitive to all the things that you're carrying and all the things that you're trying to accomplish. And, even with the new changes, Glenn, with the new change in your life, Mel, with, all that you guys are trying to do, Robert, with what you're trying to do with your projects, just be sensitive to it. You're carrying a lot. So I want us to really give some real attention to self-care.
I appreciate that. I think we all 4 of us have had significant shifts over the last 12, 18 months in our lives. Sleep is so important.
And I'm awful at it, man.
Yeah. Sleep is so important because sleep can trigger the pains.
Mhm.
But studies have shown you can go without eating longer than you can go without sleeping. You can go a week without eating.
Wow.
You can only go about 72 hours without sleeping. Sleeping, not lack of sleep, will kill you faster than starvation will.
Oh my goodness, dude.
To
It's crazy.
really be careful and get rest. And not getting rest triggers a lot of other things. Your brain starts functioning right. Your fatigue, all those other things. It just is a trigger for it, and it's hard. I've gone with lack of sleep a lot, and I used to be a 4-hour. It just is a trigger for it, and it's hard. I've gone with lack of sleep a lot, and I used to be a 4-hour. It just is a trigger for it, and it's hard. I've gone with lack.
Sorry. Okay, what did you say now?
No, I was. Oh, go ahead, Robert.
I was just going to say that a lot of that is really true, particularly with the sleep apnea. Struggling in that area, but one of the other things that can help us too is yoga. Yoga helps us to be able to get in touch with our senses, our brain, meditation, all of those things, and stretching our bodies. So I know, Sean, you talked about using a back massager, etc. But yoga can actually help us to get into shape and do some stuff as well. So, but those are some good points. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I saw a video a couple of years ago, man, of an Asian guy who was morbidly obese, and he lost the weight, and then like he was so obese he wasn't mobile, and he wasn't ambulatory, right? He couldn't walk on whatever, and so he not only changed his diet, started exercising, lost the weight, but then he took up yoga. And in the last scene of this little documentary like clip, dude, he's running full speed at the camera. Was he?
He was a paratrooper, so his knees were jacked up. That was part of
That's how he gained the weight.
Yeah, that was part of the problem.
Hey man, with that in mind, what do you do for self-care? Is there anything that you guys do specifically for self-care? Glenn, what about you?
I actually used to do yoga, and I was going to suggest that we do a segment on the show where we actually go to a yoga class, like a 20-minute yoga class. It will work.
We should do that.
Oh, tell me it'll work, dude. I have a cousin, man, who is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. He may be a black belt by now, but yoga is a thing for him. Man, I've gone. You're ringing with sweat 6 minutes in, dude. It's a wrap. Just
We should add Zumba to that.
Zumba, really? I've never done Zumba.
You've never done Zumba? So here's the reason why I'm saying Zumba. Zumba helps us, man, when we're talking about moving and things like that and getting our bodies going. I know y'all looking at me, Mel. It's okay. I think Zumba, yoga, all of that sort of stuff works for us. I'm just saying.
Roger. Okay.
I think you got to do what works for you. I subscribe to a training system called Functional Patterns, and it's really about having mobility and pain-free exercise as well. And he's helped people that have scoliosis. He's helped people that have MS. He's helped people with all types of muscular dystrophy and bone problems and back problems. And it's really about the way you move and how your connective tissues are. So some of these traditional systems that people subscribe to, I don't necessarily subscribe to them, because that research that I've studied deeply has shown that overuse of that stuff or use of that stuff can be damaging to the way humans are supposed to move, like the excessive stretching stuff. And I used to be a stretcher. I'm very flexible. But the way our muscles are designed, a lot of that stretching is just not good for us.
Yeah, it can hyperextend you. I was getting ready to take jiu-jitsu with that cousin I mentioned right around my 40th birthday. And he talked me out of it. He was like, cuz, don't do it. He said, you'll spend too much time on the sidelines, because while you're working out, you're going to suffer too many hyperextensions just based on your age group. Your age demographic is going to create so many hyperextensions that you'll be sitting on the side watching more than you'll be participating. So I think that's also a very key thing, Mel. Like you mentioned, you got to be sensitive to your demographic as far as age in terms of, what you do. And he was like, you want to do something, take up a striking art, take up something like Muay Thai or something like that. He said, but I wouldn't suggest you do any grappling, because the whole key is about hyperextending somebody until they submit, and you're gonna suffer injuries. And I was like, yeah, I get that. So, hey man, I had an interesting Bizzle. I had an interesting post this week, and I didn't mean it to be particularly heavy or troublesome, but I would love to know your thoughts on this. My belief is we live in a day and age where we have so many items on our list that we require of our potential mates, right? And oftentimes we will dismiss somebody because they're missing, something on that list. Maybe it's whether they rent or own. Maybe it's their credit score. Maybe it's something physical. Maybe it's their connection to their culture. It could be any number of things that we're passionate about and we feel like is a position of strength for us, but they're absent. And we go, "Hey, well, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do that one." You know what I'm saying? And we move on. And I wonder if there aren't times when the divine, however you recognize the divine and acknowledge the divine, is sending you someone for you to equip, right? They could be the perfect mate for you, if they happen to be strong in this place that you're strong in. But our initial reaction is to go, I need you to be equipped with this particular thing, and because you're not, I'm not able to deal with you. When in fact, if you equip them with what it is that you are strong in, you actually make them that much better aligned with who you, Robert, with who you want as a mate. And so, there was a general consensus, that was probably something that happens, a lot of times. A few people pushed back, but I'd be curious about, and I'm not going to ask Robert because he's being so silly tonight. So,
Robert taking notes.
yeah, I'm gonna make
Robert's on timeout.
you know,
Robert, you're on timeout today.
make a man laugh. But Mel, what
You don't like your
what do you
attitude.
think about that, man? You think
So
that
I would say it depends on what area of life we're talking about
Mhm.
and the person's willingness to change. I'm the youngest in the group at 47. And by this age, people kind of are how they are in a lot of ways, right? So you all hear us joke about me asking on the first date for a credit score. Financial responsibility by the time you mid 40s is your spending habits are your spending habits. And while there could be a drastic change that somebody goes through, kind of the mindset that if the bank won't give you a loan, why should I? Like you've kind of proven
right? But
yourself.
let me ask you this: I want to, I 100% hear you, but don't you think that the potential of the relationship that you have always dreamed of, would motivate you to make that change if the person that is in your sight is the one that's trying to equip you? So I totally, there's a part of me that believes in core behaviors, don't change after a certain time. But I also believe that everybody will do the right thing for the right person. And that's whether it's fidelity, whether it's whatever it is, it's the right person that is in a position to inspire you. So, I mean, don't you think that would be a great motivator for someone to at least try to make the change?
I'm married and my wife was over 700. So, you know,
it was easy for you. Yeah, you didn't have that challenge.
735. I was like, I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? You're doing all right. Right.
Okay, so we know Mel is going to be a spokesperson for Experian very soon. Thank you very much, Mel, for that contribution.
And we're in negotiations. Okay.
I do it.
So, like I say, Sean, it depends on what the thing is. You know what I mean? Because for me, my deal breakers are my deal breakers. It's almost like I meet somebody and they're a smoker. I'm probably not even going to be attracted to you in the first place. So I'm not even going to deal with you getting rid of the nicotine. You know what I'm saying? Like my guard is up so much around the things that I believe so strongly in that I don't know that I could give a person a chance in that area.
So it doesn't matter now because Mo, but
even previous to Mo.
No, I'm going somewhere with it. So I mean, do you then think that there is no room for your feelings to change about anything? You know what I'm saying? Because your feelings might, over time, I mean, credit score will always be important to you. It might not be as important in 5 years as it is today, or maybe you'll have a more hands-on if somebody, she had a 680 and you like, well, shit, I can work with you to get this. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there room for your feelings to change?
There's an exception to every rule. Like if it came about because there was a level of sickness where there was some medical bills and there was a tough time or whatever. But if it's, oh yeah, I just, I got this American Express, I maxed it out and I'm not paying the bill, or, I make 125,000, but I spend 225,000, then yeah, those are things that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just regular behavior. Yeah. But I'm talking about something that really shows you some potential to then become, what you're looking for. Glenn, what do you think?
I think, and this, what works for you. So I'm not gonna like Mel's philosophy is his philosophy, and it worked for him. He obviously got married. He found somebody thanks to my help and my program that I put him through. But I think it's really where you see yourself. I think the first thing you should do before you look at getting married is take a real assessment. We heard a sermon about this Sunday too. Take a real assessment of all the things that went wrong, because the one common denominator in every relationship that failed is you. You were part of it too. So I think you have to look at what were you asking for? What were your expectations going in? What was the person's expectations? Now you can definitely strike out and get somebody that's totally crazy. Yes, you can. But if you consistently keep doing this and dating the same person, you become the issue. So I think taking that look at what you accept, what you want, what fits for you is a long, hard look. You have to take it yourself. My big thing was I wanted to be able to tell my mate that go be whatever you want to be. I got you. You can do whatever you want to do. I want to be that support system for you. I want to be that encourager, that cheerleader for you, whatever I need to be, when I need to be it. But I needed to get myself to a point, both financially and mentally, to be able to do that. So apologies to everybody else I dated, because I wasn't always there mentally, or I might not have been there financially for you too. That might have been it as well. But I had to be comfortable with where I was before I started talking about what I wanted, what I didn't want, and everything. And as I started to get closer to that, then I really started to look at who I was dating and what I was choosing and why. And for a while there, I thought I just suck at this.
You probably do, but Keith, you just love to pass that. You do suck.
Everybody needs a charity, man.
Yeah.
Yes, as the rescue husband. Thank you, Mel.
You sucko mucho, but thank God.
Mucho sucko. Okay, cállate la boca, all of you. How about that?
Aronoto. Luckily, you found a saint who secured a spot in heaven by saying yes to you.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for telling me I suck. Yeah, I really appreciate the encouragement.
And not even very well, Glenn, and not even very well. Robert,
yes.
What do you think, man? Do you think somebody could be hand delivered to you for you to equip them in a way that you're equipped and they are not, and that way is a determiner in your ability to see them as a potential mate? And to me, that's the key. This is something that you have the ability to equip them with. Right. And that's, of course, assuming that they're open to the equipping. And, everybody always wants to put, but they got to learn. They got to be willing to learn. Okay. That's assumed. Right.
Yeah. I agree with all of that. I think that, it's a level of patience too, on my part, because, as Glenn said, we have to get to a point where we're willing, to put in the work, and we find a person that has a credit score of above 700, like Mel says, that we can work with. But really, I think that's really important. For me, it is, I am a person that is really going to put in the work to try to make something out of nothing and make it work. That's how I operate in life, in my business, as well. And if they can just meet me, and I've had those situations too, where people meet me at a place, like Glenn said, and maybe I wasn't ready, for them at that moment.
Yeah.
But now I am. I put in the work.
Well, so you sound so passionate.
I know you sound passionate about it too. It's scary.
I'm ready.
It's so it's we are in such a and please know that I am not saying that I have not been guilty of of the same ever. But we are so determined to receive these complete packages, and I think the older we get, it becomes even more hypersensitive, these complete packages. And I'm just one who's sensitive to everybody's journey being unique, and you being able to see a value in something that isn't necessarily so apparent. Like I meet somebody, they've been married a couple of times. I'm not right away going, oh well, shit, there's a problem, because I don't know what happened. It's something could have happened that justified those life changes. And so I'm going to explore. That may be the funniest moment ever in 4 years.
But you know what, Sean? One point about that though, you are not your past mistakes. At some point, you can't keep living through your past mistakes. If you're with somebody that truly wants to get better, so you have to forget about their past mistakes, and you have to remember you've made a few yourself. They just aren't as public as a marriage,
right?
But, I've marriage made is very public. Marriage and divorce are like the most public scarlet letters you could have.
Yeah,
but
even those, Glenn, which is amazing to me, even those, unless the people involved are particularly forthcoming, even those people decide what happened.
Yeah.
And they decide what happened based on what their baggage is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. And we give Robert a hard time, but he said something really important. We were talking about it one day, and he was like, he felt like a failure every time.
Yeah.
And that really, that really touched me, because I'm like, well, it wasn't necessarily you. I mean, it takes two to tango.
Well, but like when I hear him say that, I don't necessarily hear the responsibility of it falling on him as much as I hear.
But as men, we do that. As men,
what I hear is him being unable to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't mean that he was the catalyst for what was wrong. But as a man, we're supposed to somehow always have the answer and be able to make it right. And that will make you feel like a failure,
Right. And he made me think about that, because I looked at relationships and I blame myself a lot of times for the failure in that too. And it's like we just take that burden on in any sort of way a lot, and it's not always our fault.
Well, I think it's a positive move when you at least examine your space in it, right? If you're always pointing the finger and never acknowledging your own contribution, then to me that's some dysfunction, and your contribution might not have been the nail in the coffin, but you likely had something somewhere on some level to do with where it ultimately ended up. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think anybody should take the blame for something that's not their fault, but I also think that you have to be humble enough to acknowledge what your contribution might have been. And to me, that's kind of what's missing in this era. Everybody is so self-actualized and so self-indulgent. And so if they want to leave, let them go and don't worry about if somebody wants to leave you because they don't deserve to be with you. And I'm going, maybe your ass deserved to be left. Like what was your contribution to the whole narrative? Because maybe I would have left you and somebody else would have left you too, and somebody else would have left you too. What were you doing that resulted in that? But we live in a society that is blameless. You know, everybody is blameless.
I know it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah, we are so amazing, and you're making a mistake if you leave me. And you know, meanwhile, you a whole hellraiser at the house.
Right. And they're delusional men and women that think, oh,
absolutely.
Why would somebody ever want to leave me?
Dude, I've had men tell me to my face, I acted a fool because I was paying every bill. And I said, since I'm keeping things running around here, I ought to be able to do whatever the hell I want to do. And I'm like, wow, that's a horrible state of mind. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
some of the worst advice I've ever gotten is from married men.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They give some terrible advice, boy. Let me just tell you. I would never have thought about marriage had I listened to all the marriage.
Bro, so crazy part.
He wakes up now.
I know, really.
Part. I've been up because I'm listening. But the crazy part is, like, Monique and I have decided to be on an eternal honeymoon. Like, that's our thing. We set the expectations for what our relationship is going to be, for our communication, for all of these things. I'm 2 years in, and I mean, our feuding has been close to zero. Minimal. You know what I mean? Because we communicate so much. Like, we've set all of these expectations for our relationship and how we're going to be. And I have so many friends that are married that are amazing, but then I have so many friends that are married that's like, oh, just wait till the honeymoon phase is over, or you know, talk to me 5 years from now, or it ain't always gonna be like this. And it's like,
yeah, that struggle love. It's like, I don't know what it is about that struggle love. We married, but it took 5 years and he cheated 17 times, but we still together. Yeah, I don't want that struggle love.
I think that's from people that have accepted that as the reality of it. You know, it sounds like you and Mo are like, we are going to decide and define our reality, and that's what we're committed to. And whatever happened with anybody else and how it happened with anybody else doesn't have anything to do with us. This is what we're doing over here. And I think that's really the best way to go about it, man. It's such a heartbreaking scenario because I think, you know, we all want to be loved, and we all want to, most of us anyway, want to share our lives with somebody. And I'll certainly be the first to say I've had moments where I wanted nothing as bad as I wanted that. And I've had moments where I was like, I am never doing this shit again. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's okay to, like Mel said 2 weeks ago, it's okay to be where your feet are, you know, and sometimes your feet are in a place where you're like, I'm exhausted. I think you tend to be more exhausted when you know you have been giving your most authentic effort to it. I think it's quicker that you find yourself a little exhausted. Even if other people don't perceive it as your most authentic effort because maybe it didn't end in the way that they wanted, or you know what I'm saying? Or
but there's nothing more frustrating for a man to give it your all and that person not be there. You know what you did.
Man, I was thinking
know what you did.
Know what you did.
Know
what you did.
I was
for real. There is nothing more frustrating than you saying, okay, I'm ready, I'm here, I'm full, I'm complete, I'm giving my all, I'm at 100%, and that person be like,
I was thinking about this the other day, Glenn, and you know, we all know that there are men that are chasing nothing but the conquer and chasing nothing but the physical connection, right? And I had this random thought, and I said, you know, men that are designed like that, they can't even remember the nose they got while they were hunting. They can't They
It's like
wouldn't be able
salesman.
to tell you 30% of the people that rejected them when
Right.
they were on a hunt to
Right.
bed somebody. I said,
Because
how
some men take the salesman mentality. It's not a
exactly,
no, it's not right
exactly. It's just gonna get me closer to
Yeah,
a
so
yes.
not
I
right
said,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's not right
I guarantee you this: every man that has, with 100% authenticity, offered himself to a woman in the most noble way he knew how,
and the most
and he
humble.
was rejected, I bet you he knows everyone that he experienced.
Oh, you always remember those.
Because that's a very
Yeah.
different
Like it was
transaction. Yeah, that's a
yesterday.
very different transaction when a man, especially when a man who knows you are among wolves, offers himself to you in the most authentic way, and he's rejected. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be rejected. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that man, that's not a number. You know
No.
what I'm saying? Like that's a defining moment for that man. And some of that
Right.
is because I was having this conversation earlier with somebody today that it's an event. You're damn right. And that's
Isn't it?
because women are groomed from day one for their heartbreak, and men are not. And so that whole transaction takes on a whole different value for men. And then unfortunately, when men suffer heartbreak and it breaks them down so bad, they get labeled as weak and this and that, when in actuality, they were just ill prepared because nobody spent time telling them, hey, some woman is going to rip your heart out when you, you know, when you're 19, and then another one's going to rip your heart out again when you're 24, and another
Right.
going to rip your heart out one last time when you're 33. You know, they're not equipped that way. Where
You
women
got real specific numbers, bro.
Specific ages. I know he had specific ages, didn't he? Like we say, men get historical when it comes to that.
Hey, I got those stories. They don't line up with them numbers, though. I can give you some real numbers for sure, Nuke.
33, he had me worried. I'm like,
And let me tell you, when your heart gets ripped out by a woman, because first you've offered up your heart.
Hey,
that's the biggest part. First, we've got to get to this point where we build ourselves up to offer our heart up.
Because that's a challenge for us right there.
That's a challenge. Yeah, that's a study in strength right there for us.
Yeah.
And then you put it out there, and they look at it like, what the hell is this red thing beating all hard and fast?
Oh, and look, and don't, and I've had this experience. Don't do that, and the woman, dismiss you or reject you or whatever. And the next time you see her, she's with a dude that ain't. Oh my God! You just want to burn the whole place down. Like, are you serious? Like, you are with King Hodaddy, and I've experienced that a couple of times, but I think that's a separate conversation because I think that oftentimes there is a conquer spirit that exists in women. It's a self-affirming conquer spirit. And I've always believed, and I don't, because I hate when women speak for men. I'm not trying to speak for women, but what I'm saying is what I've witnessed as a man.
But y'all know what you did. But y'all know what y'all do.
But you know what you did. I think the mechanism in women that wants to be so significant to a man will sometimes target the man that they know is out there, because their wish is that he chooses them over that. That's where their victory is.
And they want it.
And they want if that happens. But
yeah, if it happens, they consider that the victory.
Yeah, but if it doesn't happen, you're just another one in that long line of women that he didn't value in a way more than, And I think that's happened. It's happened quite a bit. It certainly happened with me, with women I've known. So it's something, man, this time shot. I had a whole nother thing I wanted to discuss, and this thing took off, man. And
well, we about to record go for season 2 of
talk about it, Mel.
Of the morning roast on WGN. You know what I'm talking about. And what's the other one in Houston?
CW39.
CW39.
Yeah, man. So
we were wondering where you were. You're absolutely right. Yeah, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited that we I think they're gonna be airing in April, right? Maybe April.
Yeah, starts in April. Yeah, we will let you know the dates exactly once we actually get ourselves in the studio and the producers.
And we really appreciate you guys supporting us. I noticed tonight, I don't know why, but I noticed some friends of mine in the chat that I don't typically see in the chat. I mean, some local celebrities like Chicago's own Maurice Mahan, I saw coming through there. My man Ron Boogie. I saw a gang of people: Shay Howell, Latrina Brown, Anita Smith, my girl Anita Smith, the LinkedIn professor, Dr. Tawana Walsh, and even an old co-worker of mine, Thomas Walsh. I saw come through, man. So we really appreciate you guys supporting us and believing in us and encouraging us. And in your own way, just telling us that you feel we're equipped to be in this space. That means a whole lot. If we didn't think that you guys were supporting us and enjoying us and challenging us, we probably couldn't do it. And you might not realize that we want to be challenged, but we do. You know, we're not for guys who get up here and think we know every damn thing. That's not
Glenn thinks he does, but he's wrong.
I know more than three of you.
Point.
Yes.
We're not I see you, Reese. We're not afraid to be challenged, but if you're gonna challenge me, you got to come with something real. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing about being challenged. Don't just tell me I'm wrong. Show me where I'm wrong. You can't show me where my perspective is flawed, then I'm probably gonna embrace my original perspective. And that's just what life is. I would expect you to do the same. So we're gonna be back in 2 weeks, man. Is that the deal?
That's the plan. Can we say congratulations really quick to Martha Chavez, who's getting married in a couple of weeks?
We absolutely are gonna say congratulations because she is going to have the world's dopest photographer shooting her wedding. So I mean, that's already a good sign right there. That means
Rob, you gonna shoot the photography? You gonna do the photography?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm not the DJ for this wedding.
Yeah, I just found out.
I'm trying to figure out why I'm not the DJ.
Oh, that's funny.
She did say, "Tell us don't invite Mel." I forgot. Don't tell her that.
And congratulations, TD, on your bestseller, your book.
Congratulations.
And to Sanaa Lathan, it's gonna be lonely there without me, girl. Enjoy, Robert, because you missed out.
How do we end the show? What does that look like?
I ask you, man, to drop something on us, man. You know, you haven't dropped anything on us in such a long time.
Nah, man. You know what? This piece I just wrote is too heavy.
All right. Okay.
I just wrote a piece called Social Studies. And it's I don't even want to end the show like that.
Right. Everybody,
I'll tell y'all in the green room after we done though.
Okay. For sure. Hey man, love you guys. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Our producer has been drinking tonight.
Hey, you know what he looks like?
He's drinking that brown liquor. As you can tell. You can tell.
Give me mine though. I like mine.
Mel, have we seen yours?
Yeah. Let's get it. That's it right there, boy. I'm the same dude.
Fortunately.
Hey, look. Hey, Mel. Robert like Morgan Freeman. He's so old, there's no pictures of him young.
I've always been this age.
Robert was born with a gray beard.
I would love to say that I have pictures.
You have been
but I
with the jokes tonight.
There were.
Hey man, no, but no, I have seen a younger picture of Robert before. To be honest, he had hair and everything. I mean, he was grown in the picture, so it had to be maybe the 30s or the 40s. But he had hair and everything, man.
Y'all was so old. They have paintings.
Until next time, this is the live from the cave.
They have sketches.
See y'all on WGN and the U.
Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first.